Hey movers, it's Bree. For a stretch class today, this is going to target the full body. So if you've already finished a workout and you want to open everything up, this is the class for you. If you are also like kind of towards the end of your luteal phase, going into or already in your menstrual phase, this is also a great workout for you to kind of keep any of the like symptoms of PMS at bay if you are having any. And it's also just a great like class for you to move the body. So if you need to pick me up or cool me down, this is a class for you. Lots of options here. So we will actually start with the foot bar down throughout the class. We will start with a one blue spring and then your long box onto the carriage. Now, I just want to preface this class as also saying this is a taller reformer than what you may be used to seeing. It's a clinical reformer, so if you see me kind of using the box on the sides of my reformer, it kind of simulates the same sort of position if it were just a normal heighted reformer. So just want to make sure that is known. So you'll start with the foot bar all the way down your thighs up against the foot bar, feet in parallel, and starting with some push forwards into a nice long spine. So imagine your tailbone is reaching back as the top of your head is pulling forward. Make sure you don't just drop into the belly, but you're keeping the ribs wrapped. And then push down into the box to lift yourself up. Think like a swan, okay? You dive down, lift up. 3 more times. And lift. So this is really going to be felt like through the hamstrings, possibly the calves. Depending on where your body carries tension, you might even feel it in the low backs. Low back. You don't have 2 backs. Well, you got right and left side of the back. All right. So then from there, carriage comes home. This time we roll all the way down, making sure that you don't lose contact with your foot bar when you get as far as you can. Try to go even further, lengthen the spine. Make sure, again, you don't drop down, keep the ribs up, and then roll yourself back to your start position, like kind of resisting the box as it comes home. Roll forward, 4 more. And back. The slower you go, the more you're going to get out of it. And of course, if there's any move during this class that like doesn't serve your body, like try changing the position. Maybe you need to move your hands towards the side of your box with the thumbs up or the palms in. Maybe you don't even need to use a box. Okay, the last 2. Keeping your legs active, sort of feeling how if you could spread the feet away from each other. Last 1. That energy through the pelvis is staying there. Alrighty. Okay, so from here, we're going to step up onto your platform. Make sure, it's locked in. Make sure it's locked in. All right, then both feet come up onto the platform for you to come onto your box into a tabletop position. Give yourself a couple of cat and cows. Oh, feels so good already. Ooh, and make sure your headrest is down. One more. Okay, and then I'm going to start away from you. So my right foot is going to remain onto the carriage. Left foot comes onto the headrest. And then grab down for the strap to the inside arch of your left foot. So the strap furthest away from you guys. So with your right hand onto the box, you can kind of like hold onto the strap if that feels good. And know that if this feels a little too heavy, go down for a yellow spring or whatever your light spring is. So as you reach up and overhead, take a nice side stretch and bring it back down. 5 of these. With your leg position, just allowing for a deeper inner thigh stretch. Last 2. If you want a little bit more challenge, you can hold that arm out over where the foot bar would be. Final 1. Okay, then take a counter stretch as you're placing that strap down onto the peg. We are going to continue using it though, so go ahead and slide yourself forward, just that right strap into your right hand. Long loop is there. Both feet onto the headrest and sitting up tall, finding your neutral spine position and maintaining it as you press back and rotate towards the right side. So as you're rotating, feel how, you're going to feel some strength, onto the right side. 3 more. But what we're trying to also isolate is the length on the right side, front side of the shoulder. Last one, okay? All right, so now left hand comes down behind you as your right arm reaches up and overhead. Little extension with a twist. Your back hand stays onto the box, or if you'd like a little bit more into that stretch, slide it down the box onto the carriage. Keeping those legs active, your feet pulling away from each other into their shoulder blocks. 2. Oh, good stuff. Last 1. I feel like that's like my motto at this point. Like everything is just good stuff. All right, so we're gonna work our way backwards. So your left arm is gonna come up into that bicep curl position. Right arm stays onto the box. Rotate yourself towards the right and reach up overhead. You can bend into that back arm or let it slide down towards the carriage. 3. Oh my gosh, I could just hold this stretch right here. It feels so yummy. 2. And final 1. Okay, and then that left arm comes down, and as it goes back behind you, reach the right arm forward and continue with that rotation. Try to stay lifted and tall. And one trick I like to use, or one little tip that I like to use, 2 more, is if your knees were in front of a wall, we want to make sure that when you're twisting, you're not rotating from the hips. Like, I don't know if you can hear that, my butt is making a nice little swish, swish sound on the box. That's what we don't want twisting. Like, that's a no-no. Instead, rotating from the waist will elicit more of a contraction, more engagement through the inner and outer obliques. You can keep that strap into your hand, but now left leg comes out, turning those toes away from each other, getting that nice inner thigh stretch. Left hand onto the box to then side bend. Ooh, good stuff. Reaching up overhead. I'm just laughing at myself because it's one of those things that's like, I have no idea where these words come from. Nor do I care because it is such good stuff. 2 more. This is one of those things where it's like, is this gonna embarrass me like later on in life? But who cares? You know, we're not gonna be remembered anyways after we pass. So why not make some fun of it? All right, so from there, you are now facing towards the left side. If we're looking towards the back, the left side of our reformer. You're gonna take that strap, I don't know why we put it down, take that strap into the hand, let the legs just dangle, and long loop, interlace the fingers around it, rotate yourself towards the left, and then bring it to look like right. Your elbows can remain high. If you want a little bit more, reach them further out in front of you. If you want more dynamic movement through it, you can like stir your pot, or imagine you're doing like Cabbage Patch Kids dance. Let's do 8 total here, so 3 more. 2, really stirring up the insides of the body. Last 1. Okay, then hold on to that strap. Turn around to straddle the front edge of your box. Reach down and back for the second loop. And so now really squeezing in, make sure that your feet aren't like back behind you, but that they're planted right next to the front sides of your box. Your palms are up, your elbows are in. And now as you press forward, keep reaching forward. And you can even like play around with the hands, but feel how the more you press forward, the more you release through the low back. As you stack the spine up tall, bend the elbows, and repeat. So a little bit, a kitty litter bit, a little bit of this modified front row. If you want to take the full front row, just make sure you've got some space behind you, and legs can go out in front of you. So then we start in that almost servo-platter position. You reach forward, think about going up and over the legs. And now we're bringing the hamstrings, the low back, deeper into the stretch, okay? Unless, of course, you want to keep the feet on the sides. Let's go 3 more. Last 2. Last one. Oh. Okay. Straddle back onto the box. You can place just your right strap down. Turn yourself to the left side. Okay, let the legs dangle. Sitting onto the middle of your box. Make sure you don't cross the legs. And then with that long loop, interlace the fingers there. Start with it in front of the heart and allow it to twist you to the left, and you push into it to the right. As all this is happening, look down at the knees, just out of the corner of your eye or down the nose, so that you can feel or see if you are twisting from the hips. You can see that if one knee goes forward or one moves back from each other. At this point, you can kind of see how like one butt cheek moves back, one butt cheek moves forward. Go for 4 more, 8 total. Remember your options: to push away, reach it in, and continue. Away, bring it in, continue. Last one. Oh, I think that was our last one. Let's do one more for good measure. Yay. Awesome. Okay. So we're going to turn ourselves to face back. We're going to lay down, rib cage off of the box. However, if you do have any low back, mid back issues or pain during this, the further you are onto the box, the more support you will have for your back. Okay. I am going to move forward though. And basically, like ladies, it's kind of right where your bra strap ends at that rib cage line. Guys, if you've never worn a bra before, it's like right where you would place your heart strap monitor. Okay. I like to bring my hands up through the long loops just so they're not like dangling, and then grab for the tape above the hardware, okay, or just above the straps. Let your head rest down like you're trying to headbutt the headrest, and just feel that nice traction stretch as your arms hold onto the side edges of your reformer. Good stuff. And then from there, go ahead and reach the toes out long. Start pulling into the strap so your hands come underneath the shoulders, and feel how that like supported plank position draws the rib cage, the belly button up away, and try to like keep the navel away now with the engagement of your core. Reach the legs so far away, like when you're pointing them, they will lift on their own. It's not because you're trying to like lift the legs, but you're reaching, like trying to point towards the wall behind you. Push the pubic bone down, lift the belly button up, keep the rib cage wrapped as you pull the arms back. And so we're keeping this lighter spring, so it's not a lot of like, I mean, it's still engagement through the muscles, positioning yourself into the movement, but by keeping it light, it turns into more of a stretch. If you want more of that stretch, lift up into extension and lower back to that neutral spine. Lift, extension, and then neutral spine. 3 more. Making sure we keep the slack out of the line. 2. You want to look right at where the back of your reformer is between your risers. Last one. Arms forward, head down. Ooh, headbutt. And reformer, headrest. Okay. Bring those straps back up onto your pegs, and then build your body back up. Pull the carriage forward, and then hold onto the risers. Thumbs on top. As you're lengthening out the legs, let yourself slide down into that little traction stretch. If you need to move forward, shimmy out. But now start to build the body again, reaching the toes as far back to where they lift, then lifting your body to where you're in that neutral-ish line position, okay? Bend the elbows for a pull-up and lengthen back out for a nice stretch. Bend and stretch. Now, if you do have PMS symptoms and you're menstruating and like laying on your belly is not an option, try using the hands onto the edges of your reformer and just kind of windshield wipering the knees side to side. We'll come into that move in just a moment so you can see what I'm talking about. We got 2 more. Last one. Now, lengthen the arms. And so what I was talking about is arms are forward, knees are bent, and you can windshield wiper them side to side. Giving yourself a massage through the belly, sometimes where you have a little bit of that pain, can actually be beneficial. That might not be true for everybody, but I have found that it does help. Just bringing movement into my body as well as into the space. You know, it's kind of like rubbing a bruise or saying like, waiting for the pain to go away. All right, so you might have to slide yourself back a little bit, hands onto the box, legs out to the side, come up through your horseback position, and we prep for a little bit of side bending. So I'll come up to the side. We want to bring our box over the shoulder blocks. If you're taller than 5'5", 5'6", at least that's what I have found that works for me with my body. I'm 5'6", and that it just feels better with that box further out. So we will need the safety strap, and my pad will need to come off. Okay, a little platform. All right, and so if you're worried about the carriage moving, you can also add on a green spring, okay, but that blue spring will remain on. We'll start with the left foot under the safety strap, and your right foot is gonna be hooked underneath. Your right hand is gonna go down and find the headrest, and typically, like if you have a mirror in front of you, like that would be a great way to check it. But if you kind of lift up and you feel or look and see heel, knee, hip, shoulder, head alignment, I call it my 4 H's, my heel, my hip, my heart, my head are all in line with each other, then you're golden, okay? So then reach your top arm towards the ceiling, bend your bottom arm, and take a nice stretch. Oh, it's heaven. Lovely. Amazing. And then you're gonna press into your arm, okay? Press into your arm. Just hold this position and try to feel like pelvic floor lifting, lower abdominals pulling in, hip points drawing inward towards each other along with the ribs. And then just, again, hold that position. If you want more challenge, if you're going for it, just lift that bottom arm up and down, tap the opposite shoulder. You wanna go for both, oops, sorry, microphone. Both shoulders tapping with the both hands. All right, and then take that stretch again, this time bringing your top arm across and in front of you, bottom arm behind you. Now, when you're taking this rotation stretch, like I like to start with the hands right under the shoulders and make sure that that top hip didn't just roll forward with you, but you're kind of pulling it backwards as your top or rib cage is kind of turning downwards. Then you start to walk your arms away from you, keep pulling on the strap. Oh, it's so nice, I love it. Then lift back up, right hand onto the headrest, left arm towards the ceiling. Use that core strength that we just had ourselves turned on with, and then you can come out of that strap. Oh, take a nice counter stretch, okay? We're gonna stay here and come into a mermaid seated position where your right shin is parallel to the front side of your box, left shin onto the carriage. If this doesn't feel all right, then you can rest your legs over, maybe both legs over the box. Okay, but that's your option for modification. Go ahead and give me 3, each side. You can find the shoulder block, or sorry, the peg or the headrest. Shoulder blocks are hidden away right now, out of commission. I'm just gonna stay on the box. We really went into that stretch before. Okay, last one. Let's do the other side. Right foot into the strap. Left foot under the leg, left hand onto the headrest. 4 H's, heels, hips, heart, head, all in line with the top hand reaching towards the ceiling. From there, go ahead and bend your bottom elbow and reach up overhead, just soften into it. I think if your sides of the reformer are like 2 panes of glass and you're trying to keep yourself in between them without touching them, don't smear the glass. Okay. Then from there, top arm stays lifted, draw everything upward, inward towards the midline, making sure you're not sinking into your shoulder, your rib cage, but pulling up away from the bottom. And then tapping bottom hand to the top shoulder or both hands to both shoulders. I'll be honest, I have no idea how many we did on the other side. So if you did count. I'm just gonna do 3 more. That's what feels good in my body. Last one. I'm gonna take that side body stretch again, but this time start to roll my upper body forward, bringing that hand underneath of the shoulder and then the opposite hand behind you. And this just already feels so good right here, like wringing yourself out like a wet towel. Then start to bow yourself forward, like pull your foot into the strap, like your head is being pulled towards the wall. Oh, good. Just stuff. Oh my goodness. Okay, bring it up. Hand to the headrest, arm up. Use your core strength to counter stretch. Take your leg out and then bring yourself into that mermaid seated position. 3 each side for the counter stretch. And then up and overhead. And up and overhead. Last one. Oh my goodness. And up and overhead. Oh, okay. Now that is our 20 minutes of movement to kind of get everything opened up, moving. The body is just it's medicine. So I hope you enjoyed your medicine for today. Like, comment, and share. Let me know what you thought about the video, as well as anything else that you'd like to see in the future. Looking forward to moving with you again. Bye.